it. I love everything about it. So first of all, welcome back to Horror and Heels.
Yes.
And we are officially feuding. Well, Alicia is officially feuding with our boyfriends from the post-credit podcast.
Uh-oh.
They just did the Goonies, and they didn't have me. But the woman voted most likely to sleep with Corey Feldman if given the chance.
Wow.
They did not have me on.
That's a snub if I ever heard one.
That's a snub, right?
Totes.
Swear to God, boys, you're going to get it when we have you on for Sharknado. I got words, and they're going to be said. They didn't They did not even bring up mouths kiss at the end of the movie. They did not discuss it. I have words. And guys, I'm real fired up. So, got a lot of thoughts about the two Piranha movies. A lot of thoughts about all the many titties I have seen today.
So many. I wasn't ready for I wasn't in the mood for boobs today. I was like, oh Lord.
I knew there were a lot of boobs in the remake. I was not aware there were so many boobs in the original. Okay, so we'll do the original first.
Yes.
1977, 78?
I think it's 78.
78. Piranha.
I love that we never say anything with confidence. We're like,
they're coming here for.
We're never like, oh yeah, that came out in this year. It's like, that was, I think.
That was the thing. Now, you were right, 1978.
Yes.
So, and then we're going to talk about the remake.
2010.
Yes. So good times.
That first one, nothing about that looked like a swimming pool for human beings.
Correct. Here's my thing. You break in to an area, you swim in what, he was correct, looks like fucking radioactive. It looks like testing happens there.
It wasn't a swimming pool. There weren't like lounge chairs on the side and like.
No, nothing about that said join us.
There was no, it measures, it goes to 6 feet or 7 feet. Nothing about that looked inviting for a human. I would go swim in a lake before I swam in that, because that.
Correct.
That looked nothing like it was for a human being to be in. But she was like, yeah, let's wash up. I was like, okay, you dumb bitch.
And then, instead of immediately getting out of the water, like any normal human, she swims around screaming, Steve, Steve, Steve. Bitch, that's how you get got.
You jump.
The Piranhas were like, we were going to just feed on. Now you're being motherfucking annoying, and I got to get you,
Now we got to get you, too.
We don't have a choice. Okay, I'm trying to go in order, but I want to skip. Well, we can skip. Let's just skip ahead to.
Let's just do what we're going to do.
Okay, so they die. This nice lady gets hired.
What is she, like a bounty hunter?
I guess so. Sure. Yeah, that sounds right. Bounty hunter. Heather Menzies plays Maggie McKeon. And so they go, and she goes to try to find these two people. And she meets up with Paul Grogan. The whole town just calls him Grogan. And apparently he's a drinker. And they go to the waste facility site. Because some reason this headhunter thinks, oh yeah, they would have broken in there. That would not have been my go-to move, but okay. So, long story short, we are in the facility, and they are investigating. And did you clock the tiny walking?
The little creature?
The little creature. I was like, what are you?
What are we watching?
Oh my God.
This?
A little claymation. Right, that was claymation.
Yeah,
right?
It was claymation, totally.
Definitely.
Stop action.
Yeah. Kept walking around, proving to us that this doctor never. I think the point of that was to prove that the doctor never stopped experimenting, kept trying to tweak these creatures, because now all of a sudden they've got legs.
Feet and shit, yeah.
Yeah. I believe that was the purpose of us seeing the little creature, so I'll give it to them. He was kind of adorable, and if he wasn't carnivorous, I kind of would.
I mean, he was a little, I was like, oh, look at him. Yeah. The doctor, who was also in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the Yeah. I was like, oh, I know that guy.
Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah.
He plays Dr. Robert Hoke. And then Dr. Mengers is his, well, let's call them lady friends. So they find the doctor. They drain this pool to try to figure, and he is flipping out. Now this is what I'm going to say. If you are now in a shut down medical laboratory, you are still experimenting, and there is a possibility that carnivorous piranhas could escape should someone press just one little button. It wasn't like they had to figure out some secret
key.
code.
One person has to have a key on each side and turn at the same time.
Exactly. It should be a little. Listen, if something is that dangerous, my 3-year-old should not be able to release it. And he could have. It was literally a button. No, you need more safety. You might need a stop sign. Do not press this button. Danger, danger, Will Robinson sort of situation. It's ridiculous. So he is so panicked, he's trying to drive to get to someone to notify them so they don't open the dam, blah, 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 blah. And he gets hurt. They go back to the house, and then we have some weird conversation between her and Grogan. Unnecessary. Didn't need it. And now the next morning they try to take him to the hospital on a life raft, and this is when things really start to go awry. First of all, Grogan's daughter was smart. She said, don't go into the fucking river. There's shit in there. Don't do it. Genius.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, there wasn't, but still, you're a genius. Now, the scene that got me was the father and
boy and his son and his dad. Yeah.
First of all, brought me back to fishing with my dad. Of course, we were on a motorboat, slightly bigger, but still. Dad always put his hand into the water to help grab lures and stuff. And then that poor kid. I mean, very smart kid.
I was going to say, I loved his survival instincts because he definitely was climbing over the top of the boat and was like, I don't need to be in the water there.
Yes, very smart. I thought very selfless of that doctor. He knew what was in there, and he still went to save that kid. But here's my thing, guys.
What are you gonna? I was like, what was his plan?
Yeah, what was your plan, sir? Also, once the body is dead, we don't need to have a little self-preservation, people. Dump that body in the river for the piranhas and get your shit together. Get off the lake. Now that you know what's in it, get off that immediately, which I think he was going to until he saw the kid, and now he's just looking for a turnout. But get off. And second of all, if you're going to take the body, perhaps we just kind of bunt some stuff up so blood ain't leaking. I mean, come on.
Nice.
Would be nice. And now he does stop the dam from opening. That guy believes him for whatever reason and calls in the National Guard immediately. And they come. And he is right. When you see all that manpower show up, you're like, shit, these bitches knew.
Yeah.
Look at these bitches. They knew. They knew he was still experimenting. They fucking knew.
Movies always lose me when they bring in the army. I'm like, ugh. I don't know why, but it always bores me. Whenever the army comes into a horror movie, I'm like, no. Which was different. Oh, The Hills Have Eyes had the army in it, and I was all ready to be like, ugh. But then that one actually got interesting. But yeah, I don't know why, but whenever movies like this bring in the military, I'm just like, I don't want the military involved.
The Colonel's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
He, what was that theme park's name? Well, not a theme park. I don't know what it was, but what was that thing's name?
Aquarena.
Aquarena. I kept wanting to call it Aquatopia, which is a actual water park near me. No, so Aquatopia is a real place. It's at Camelback, and that's why it's very nice. We took my son. If you're in the tri-state area and looking for a lovely family vacation, I suggest it highly. But okay, so Aquarena. Guys, I'm going to butcher that the rest of this podcast.
It's fine. It's fine.
So the Colonel and the owner of Aquarina have Mayor on Jaws vibes.
Oh,
Strong.
and it's Mary. It's Mary from Gremlins.
Yes.
I was like, aw.
And he's like, no, Colonel, don't worry. Nobody's going to know you're a partner in this, which is why the Colonel's calling him, because he doesn't want his investment going to shit. You know how you can save an investment and keep the town safe in a lake/river situation that doesn't cause public panic? We have to do it all the time here on Long Island. It's called tide bloom. It's when the algae blooms too much and gets too dense. You just send out a public service announcement that there's too much tide bloom. The waters are closed until you kill off the carnivorous creatures. It's not that hard to do.
But you still miss money during that time, right?
Better than having people being eaten.
I agree with that. I'm just saying that's like they're so greedy that's just all they're thinking of is that I want money. So that would not be a solution for them because they suck and they're greedy. That's my.
I agree. At the very, even if you're that greedy, perhaps protect the children at the camp. Tell that camp counselor, oh my God, the leader of the camp. We'll get into that. But at the very least, tell the head of the camp, say, listen, we've noticed a spike in toxicity in the water levels recently. We're closing the water for a few days. At least save a camp full of kids with your greed mongering. You know, it's not like, listen, I can understand now working in 2021, right? You don't want to do that because Twitter will be everybody will be like, hey, did you hear about the algae bloom here? Did you hear about the algae bloom here? I get it. Those kids couldn't tell anyone. That was the worst camp leader in the world. If that little girl doesn't want to swim, motherfucker, she don't gotta swim.
Don't make her swim. She was like, I don't care. Okay, cool. Don't do it then.
Yeah. He clearly wanted to be in and running a military platoon very badly, and he failed.
And ended up at a camp.
Yeah,
and ended up at a kid's camp.
Yeah. That is clearly what happened to him. You could tell just by the way he was talking.
When dreams go awry.
Yeah, that's what happened. So this is where the action really ramps up. We are now at the camp. The piranhas have been let loose everywhere. Grogan has tried to stop the counselor. They have even broken out the amount of crimes that these two have committed.
Oh my God. I also have to say I liked the humor of this movie. Like there was just a certain level of humor that was just like you knew it wasn't taking itself too seriously. When he's like, you distract the guard, and she's like, what if he's gay? And he was like, then I'll
distract the guard. And then she's like, are you gay? She didn't know how to distract the guard. She
started with, are you gay?
Yeah, even if if he was gay, there are multiple ways to distract somebody. You just start
trying to distract anybody.
True, exactly. That's first and foremost. But even if because she didn't seem like a show a boob type of person, unlike all the other women in this movie that were showing boobs left and right. So you just start talking at somebody, rapid fire. They're going to be like, you just act like a crazy person for 4 minutes. They're going to be like, whoa. Okay, calm down. We're going to get you out. They're going to be focused on you.
On trying to get you away from them at least.
Yes. I mean, this girl was not that with it. And then when he's like, well, did this ever work for that guy? And she's like, no, but he came close. He came so very close. I mean, to be fair, I think it worked for her because she was a female. So the guy was like, oh, well, I don't want a female not being able to, like, utilize the facilities, etc. So he went in to check the safety for
Yeah.
that poor. I mean, also, sweetie, you know what makes it easier to take pants off a man?
Oh, yeah, you are. Okay, so I was like, wait, I didn't know if you'd moved on to the jail scene. Yes.
We're at the jail scene, yes.
Okay, yeah.
You know what makes it real easy to take pants off a man? take the ugly ass cowboy boots off first.
That's all.
Those were huge.
That's a good start.
That's a good start. She was having such. He's like, what is taking so long?
First of all, I was upset.
Take the shoes off.
First of all, I was upset because he's standing there at the bars just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. She's got a plan. She's like making moves. She's kicking the pipe. She grabs the thing, knocks the guy out. And then he's like, get the keys. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. I didn't know what to do.
What did you think my game plan was here?
I was
like,
so annoyed
I've
with
done
that.
all this.
I did all that and had no idea what to do afterwards.
This
I was like, sir.
Plan. Yes. Yeah.
I was like, sir, yes, you get the keys. That was exactly my next step. Thank you very much. I was so annoyed at that. You're not helping. You're just standing there whining, so stop.
Stop. But thankfully they get the keys. He gets to the camp. And can we talk about his daughter for a second? Little Miss I'm scared of the water. When push comes to shove, she's out there paddling her ass, saving her counselors. She don't give up. I mean, that girl was doing the most.
Yeah, the little one, right?
Yeah, his daughter.
Yeah, like pushed the boat out, like was really trying to push the boat out there.
Yeah.
It was sad when the counselor got snatched. I was like, oh.
But did you laugh when the head of the camp, the man, just got piranha'd in the face? Because I laughed.
Oh my gosh, I think I missed that.
So the piranha jumps and just gets him in the face, and I'm like, that's what you get. And my son's just looking at me at this point, guys, like, mommy's lost it.
Like
yeah, so that happened. Yeah, piranha to the face has to be.
That's got to be excruciating. That's awful. I've had a dog bite me in the face. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, so high. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can you and I add piranha to the face to the
Don't
list?
Want that. Yeah, after both of these movies, I'm like, I'm good on that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. And then we're at, where are we? Aquarina. So only one person at the camp passed away, so that was good. I liked that. I would have been very upset if any of the children I was gonna
say, but children got bit though, didn't they? Like,
but no one died.
No one died. Okay.
Yeah, there were a few bites, yes, but no, just the one girl passed away.
The counselor.
She
died. She didn't pass away. You pass away when you die in your sleep. That's passing away. She got snatched. That was.
She was such a lovely girl, and she was doing the most for those kids. I wanted to be lovely about her passage of time. But no, to be fair, she got by the piranhas.
She got et. She got act up and et.
I'm going to be real honest with you when we talk about Piranha 3D, with the exception of 2 deaths. I'm not sad for any of y'all. I laughed when many of you got.
Oh my God.
So there's that. So now we get to Aquarina.
Good job.
Aquarina. And I agree with the Aquarina top guy's henchman when he goes, there's nothing new under the sun happening here. Yes, sir. You are correct. That poor piggy looked haggard. I'll give you that. I was like, why the fuck is there even a pig? And then they're talking about the swimming pig. I'm like, if they let the piranhas get that piggy,
don't do it.
Do it. I'll kill someone. It's adorable. So yeah. So, sir, people are only spending time at your janky ass amusement day because you've given everything away for free. The second you start charging these, because nobody's showing up to this.
Pay for that?
Nobody's paying for that. Who is paying for that?
See, that's what happens. And after that, he becomes a mild-mannered Murray that just stays at home with his wife and then gets attacked by gremlins. That was his. That was his come to Jesus moment.
No, he got.
Oh. I'm sorry. I told you I've had a day. So I was doing other things while I was watching. So I missed some deaths.
Both got.
Oh, all right.
Yes. They, yeah. I forget how he gets got. The colonel falls off the boat thingamajiggy. Again, I laughed. I was like, that's what you get, motherfucker. No, come on.
That's what you get.
What was the one problem with the movie Jaws? The mayor doesn't get got.
The mayor. Oh.
Yeah. That's the problem.
And it's funny because It's funny because while I was watching it, I was like, oh, Alicia's going to be upset about this man not closing down. I was like, that's her pet peeve. I was like, that's her
I
pet
was
peeve.
like,
Not
shit.
down.
I was like, oh, look, it's not the bear this time. It's the colonel?
Yeah.
An army colonel.
And who was the British chick? What was because she got evil at the end there.
So she was the Piranha doctor's girlfriend, so to speak.
The old guy that died? Oh, right.
Because she said, it's a small group of us. And Maggie goes, oh, so you were colleagues. And she goes, more than colleagues, my dear. Yes, yeah. For those of you, we don't do... Jen's acting like this is a visual podcast, y'all.
No, that's for you. No, that's just for you.
It was just for me, and it was lovely. So, yes. So she is one of the head people who create these kind of creatures. So it is in her best interest to keep this at bay before her whole situation, and especially monetarily, gets shut the fuck down. She did not seem sad when the colonel got at all. And here's what I'm going to say. If the colonel didn't have a financial stake, I'm telling you right now that doctor would have said, algae bloom. We're calling algae bloom. We'll chlorinate, we'll shock treat the whole area. That'll kill everything. And we'll move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is not what happened because the almighty dollar makes the decision. The almighty dollar makes the decisions. I mean, seriously. So,
money.
Yes. And so now the movie ends with her basically lying to all of America, saying these things could never get into the ocean.
And looking at us dead ass in the face. I was like,
But here's the thing. Do you think she knew? Grogan knows at this point, but do you think she knew?
I mean, that's why she looked at the camera, isn't it? Because she was like, it'll never happen.
I guess. I don't know. I have questions.
So, okay, because again, I missed a lot of it. I missed a lot of it.
That's fine.
I had it on the screen. But, why did they want to keep, like, I know that they made them for Nom, and that was the plan. So, what, they just wanted to keep them as a weapon for next time, or?
No. Yeah, this is what you missed.
Okay.
It was shut down, the whole project.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor was supposed to destroy them, and he
did.
Yes.
That part, I heard him say he kept making them.
Yeah.
And so they just wanted to keep making them just because. I didn't know if there was like another.
No, the doctor was just at that point
where he was like
obsessed with his research.
I put too much work into this because he was upset. Yeah. He was like, they killed him, and he was like, all that work, and we were so. Okay, so I didn't miss it. Okay, I thought maybe I missed something extra.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because he was upset that they destroyed all his work, which I kind of,
But also, government, speaking to you now. If you had a doctor on your payroll that was going a little psycho for you, creating killer death fish, perhaps you keep better fucking tabs on his shit. Send a little looky-loo every once in a while. See what he's doing, right?
Yeah. Like, speaking in, hey, how you doing?
What up here? Send some fucking Girl Scouts with some cookies and some
boobs. I don't know.
No.
Some strippers, something. Listen, I don't know, but
Chuck Bass this shit. Send some whores in with some lipstick cameras and get some incriminating evidence. I don't know what to tell you.
Or just put his ass in jail. I don't know. Do something.
Or take him to a new facility, have him start working on something new, and get rid of these monsters.
Right. It was weird that little creature never came up again. Because did they show him die or anything?
Oh, no.
He's just chilling in the lab.
He's chilling, yes.
Okay. All right. That would be a fun, like, little obscure doll or to put, like, on a t-shirt. I want to come up with some, like, obscure horror references for t-shirts because I think that'd be fun. The kind where it's like, not everybody's going to get it, but I'm going to wear it, and then the people that do get it, I'm going to feel super special.
That would be good. I like that.
All right, so are we moving on to Piranha 3D?
Well, let's give our ratings for
Oh yeah,
1978.
Like I said, the military really brought it down for me. Because once you bring in the military, I'm like, Because then it's like we can call on help, and I'm like, I like it. Like, there's nothing police or military can do about Freddy Krueger. So it's like you can call in the military, it's not gonna help you.
Right.
So I think with the military thing, I gotta say like a 5.
Yeah, I was at a 5 too. It just, first of all,
Yeah.
because they didn't really have great technology back then. You just see blood, you don't see kills. So that's first and foremost. Not that I always need that, but also I think it was trying to not take itself too seriously, but also taking itself seriously at other points.
Right.
That they did not blend that well. Other movies have blended that better.
Right. Like the humor was way more parody. Like,
yeah.
Like her saying like, what if he's gay? Like that was something that would be in like Airplane. I liked it. I thought it was funny, but it was weird.
It didn't blend good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we are up to 2010. Piranha 3D.
Triple D.
All the cup sizes. Holy bismoly. Okay, first of all, let's just talk about it. Opening scene, Richard Dreyfuss in a boat.
I was like, they got Richard Dreyfuss. They really did it.
Yes. And then
that was a great Jaws callback.
It was a great Jaws callback. I mean, this poor man finally gets in a boat again, and you're gonna that's it. And also, I couldn't feel bad for the first 2 people who got murdered in Piranha. They broke all the rules. This man,
he's fishing.
My heart broke for.
Yep. I really was sad.
I was so sad. Visually stunning.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, the earthquake, the water spin,
the whirlpool.
The whirlpool, just phenomenal. A very, very well done.
Mm-hmm. And his hand sticking up at the. I was like, no.
And I mean, gruesome looking. Just.
Everything in this one was gruesome. Like I had to rewind it and see it again, even though I was totally grossed out. I was like, what the hell was that? Rewind, because I wanted to see it again.
They really kicked it up a notch.
Man.
In all areas.
In the boobies, I was going to say boobies and gore. It's just everything was heightened, heightened.
This one takes place over spring break, and I gotta tell you, all you spring breakers can just die. I'm sorry. I know you want to have fun, but you don't do this to communities. Please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop. Please respect local law enforcement. Please respect local towns. Please don't do this. This is I am becoming more and more old man wags at kids to get off his lawn, and I don't care.
I've been that way forever. Like, even as a teenager, I was that way.
I was trying to make it sound like it was a new thing in my life.
No, I would watch that as a teenager and be like, what the hell is their problem? Like, why would you act like that?
Yeah, it's unnecessary. I did love when the one cop, you see him, and he's like, no, you pick up all this garbage. You want litter in my river? You're picking this all up. And they're all laughing at that one kid. That was great. Yeah. We see our main protagonist, and he is...
no gel in his hair to make him super boyish.
Yes. Our main protagonist, Jake Forrester. You'd know him from Vampire Diaries, Chicago Fire. He's been in some other things. He runs into Danny, and she's a wild.
Oh, yeah. Who has already been introduced by her sister. With the
boob chat. And right before that, we see Sheriff Julie Forrester.
Elizabeth Shue.
Just Elizabeth Shue about to tase someone. It's glorious.
She's a national treasure. I love her.
She goes, you guys come any closer, your dicks are you're gonna be pissed. It was great. And I love that he just sits there and shakes his head like, oh my God, that's my mom. Now, also, Miss Shue, let's just talk. You have a teenage boy.
Right? I think I know where you're going with this.
It is cruel to make him babysit
That's
It
exactly,
is
yes, that's
sibling.
exactly what I was
The
thinking.
fact that you don't have a backup plan is honestly cruel. I'm sorry. I know that he's
Also-
trying to be a good brother, but also this boy had the opportunity to make real money instead of
Yeah.
$40. Like, this is just cruel. You need to get a backup
And he
plan.
was
Like,
generally a cool kid. Like, he was a good kid. Like, you could tell.
yeah.
He does this every year. And now this one year he wants to do something. And also, those kids were old enough to watch themselves. I was definitely
But
watching
clearly
myself.
they proved they weren't.
Well, you know.
Just
Because
saying.
because they weren't taught how to take care of themselves, because they keep giving babysitters. What you do is you say, I'm going to the store for an hour.
Right.
Behave. You
Yeah.
don't just leave them alone for 8 hours
Right.
right off the bat. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the store for an hour. Don't touch anything, blah blah blah. You wean them into that. You don't just
Yeah.
can't just send them off into that. But yeah, at that age, I was definitely at the house by myself when I had to be.
So that night, deputy and sheriff find the body, find the boat. The sheriff says, should I close it down? And he says, it's going to take too long, because she, and I understand, she doesn't have the authority herself.
Mm-hmm.
And he's right. You're not going to get them to close it down before an autopsy report comes in. Like,
Yeah, because
so
there's nothing. What are you
the two
basing
of
that
them
on?
want to, but they just know there's no way that they're going to be able to. And look at what happened when they do try. I mean,
Yeah, right. They got laughed at.
when they have actual evidence. Then the next morning, the scientists come to town, and Adam Scott's there.
Your boy.
Love a nerd. And it's very funny because for the first time in my life, I was not in love with Paul Scheer. I think Paul Scheer is hysterical. Why did he allow himself to play this slimy video guy?
Oh, yeah.
Paul, I love you. You've done better. Do better in the future.
Well, that's like Jerry O'Connell. He went all out with his role.
Yeah, but he's played slimy roles before. Him's not a disappointment to me.
But it's funny though, because I did I do background work, or I've done background work.
Right.
And
he's very nice.
oh my, but I love the story, because so when you're doing background, like the main and the principal actors are kind of like, your background, I don't need to talk to you. Whatever, it's fine.
Right.
It's the hierarchy of Hollywood. But I did he did this show called Do Not Disturb, and it was a live audience show. I got on that show. We're on set. All the background were lined up. Jerry O'Connell comes out. He goes down the line, looks each background person in their eye, and shakes their hand and says, "Hi, I'm Jerry," and asks their name. And I was like, wow, that's really awesome, because he actually cared and wanted to know our names. And for some reason, I wasn't standing with everyone else, so I was kind of just sitting there. And yeah, he's standing right by me, and I see him. He keeps looking over at me, and I'm like, I'm sitting here. So finally, I feel him looking at me, so I look up, and he puts his hand out, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Jerry," and shakes my hand. And I'm like, wow, that was really awesome that he took the time to actually get to know each, or introduce himself to each of us, and didn't assume that we should know who he is.
Yeah.
And
No. I'm just saying, like.
No, I just like that story. I wasn't saying that to.
Yeah,
I just like that story.
Good actress, but I don't know, like, I guess because I listen to Paul Scheer's podcast and I hear him with his wife and the way they talk about their daughters and their kids and stuff.
Oh, so you're like.
I feel like I know him more personally than I do Jerry O'Connell. So like the disappointment, I'm like, oh, Paul, you know better than this. But hey, get that money.
Right. To me, it's more fun if you're not that kind of person. It's probably
actually,
more fun
you're right. But I was
to
just
play
like,
that kind of person. Yeah.
I do love that he, like, somebody I know and love, had just a layer of sunscreen on only the nose. Public service announcement.
Are we talking about another adult that you live with, possibly?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
No,
you wouldn't let that happen? You wouldn't let that?
Yeah, first of all, I wouldn't let it happen. I'm fighting with the other adults in my house to actually put on sunscreen. We're having a fight on a different level.
Okay.
But, folks, because you see this everywhere. I mean, I see it on the beaches constantly. Only the sunscreen on the nose. Now, maybe you've rubbed it in better other places, but in case you're just sunscreening on the nose, public service announcement, sunscreen everywhere. All the skin, all the places. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah. Because all
Also,
that just caked on the
also
nose.
rub it in. Rub it in.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the dives. Heartbreaking and breathtaking. I mean, those underwater shots of that cavern were so before they get to the swarm of piranhas.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I just love underwater. I just love sea life.
Yeah.
I was sad. I should have paid for Discovery Plus. I didn't this year. So
I did a trial.
This was my first year without Shark Week. Stuff like that. How many streaming services can I have, Jen?
I warned people about this at the beginning in 2009. I was like, everyone's like, I cut the cable. I was like, well, they're eventually just going to be charging us for each channel, and then we're really screwed. But nobody was listening to me. They're like, no, I cut the cable. All I need is Hulu and Netflix. I was like, okay, watch. They're going to start charging us for each individual thing, and you're going to be paying as much as you were paying for cable or satellite. I feel like that old like the old crazy lady in the movies. I warned you. But yeah. I hear you.
But I'm not, because I pay for Netflix's own content, and I pay for, so even if I had, and I pay for Hulu for their own content. So even if right, but what I'm saying is, like, I cut cable and I had those when I had cable.
Right, so, no, me too. I want all of it. I have cable and I have Netflix and Hulu, because I get Stars free, I get Paramount free. Like, when you have cable, when you have satellite, then you can get their streaming services for free for most of them. They're starting to change that now. Gotcha. But it's like, why cut cable when you buy cable and then it gets you all those for free anyway? Sure. I'm an entertainment junkie, so I'm like, I want all the things. I want Hulu, I want Netflix, I want satellite. Give me all of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yes, the caves. We were talking about the caves.
Oh, the caves were beautiful, and then all of a sudden, all the piranha. And I gotta tell you, I was never under the impression that a piranha was a pretty looking fish, but this thing, I mean.
Oh, yeah, no, these things were ugly. Ugly.
If there was a Match.com for fish, let me tell you that none of the other fish are kids.
Piranha's getting swiped like a black woman.
Yeah.
Swiped left like a black woman. It's
so
just.
Can't have it. So the poor divers die. They get got. And we get one of the piranha on the boat, and they bring it to just the treasure of the town. Do you want to tell them who it was?
The treasure of the town?
The scientist, the fish guy that they.
Oh, yes. I was like, what?
I love him, so I was like,
what? How do you get Christopher Lloyd up in here?
He was, first of all, hasn't changed. God bless you. He was like, very similar energy to Back to the Future. I'm coming. We're not even open today.
Have you seen Nobody?
No.
Okay, that's it. So it's from the same people that made John Wick. It's basically like John Wick. Great. Do you like John Wick?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, it's a great movie called Nobody. Christopher Lloyd plays the protagonist's father in that, and he, oh my God, it's amazing. But yes, I love Christopher Lloyd, and he's basically just Doc Brown all the way through.
The rest is when Adam Scott, you can tell he's been trying to be very professional this whole time, but he goes to Christopher Lloyd's character. Excuse me, but is that a fucking piranha? And Christopher Lloyd's like, I haven't seen the piranha in 1,000 years. So technically, you've never seen this piranha. Let's just get that clear.
Yeah, because you're
old, but you ain't 1,000 years.
You ain't 1,000 years old.
And then he brings out just the world's newest looking fossil. That fossil looked 2 days old. Come on, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me.
It was from the gift shop. The gift shop.
Gift shop fossil. They'll be selling those next year at spring break. They're just getting a jump on the merch.
Well, they got a lot of fresh new fossils to sell at spring break now.
So yes, apparently this is one of the most deadly, and they were stuck below the crust surface until the crust opened. And Adam Scott asks a very good question, and probably the question that makes you realize, if you hadn't already, that we're not dealing with regular piranha here. He asks, well, how did they survive underwater with no food source? And you find out that these fuckers kept breeding and then kept eating each other.
Breeding and eating. Breeding and eating. Sounds like a good weekend to me. Breeding and eating. Breeding and eating.
Oh my God. Jen is in a mood tonight, y'all. I'm here for it. And now we get to the apex of the movie, which is our Wild Wild Girls.
Oh, Lord. Oh, this was back when Girls Gone Wild was a thing. So every movie parody, because they do it in Hatchet, too. It's the Girls Gone Wild guy filming.
Yep. So he is
I worked with one of those
spring
girls.
break, and our protagonist is requested by Mr. I didn't get Jerry O'Connell's name in this. Derek. So Jake is requested by Derek. Derek goes ahead and just calls poor Jake Sandog, because that's
Sand Rat.
Sandrat, because that's the school's name.
Because that's the thing that you call the locals.
Because that was the school's mascot's name.
Oh my God, I didn't catch that. I just heard him call him Sand Rat.
No, it literally, it said on the school sign, enjoy spring break, sand rats.
I thought he was just calling him a local name. That's hilarious.
Nope, that is literally the school mascot, which, okay.
That's awesome.
And
he was such an ass, Jerry O'Connell.
He is talking to his friend Kelly, who apparently he wants to get with.
The cute innocent girl.
Yeah, she wasn't.
But she totally liked him, but wanted him to make a move.
But she wasn't innocent once the champagne started flowing.
Oh, and the tequilas. The tequila
will kill ya. And they all go on the boat. And nudity and frivolity.
Just the whole, I was like, how long is this going to be? The two girls swimming naked with each other. I was like, who is this movie for? I mean, I know, obviously, who it's for.
Are you confused about this movie's core?
No, I just sometimes I'm like, as a horror fan, I'm just like, I don't need to see two women swimming naked together for 5 minutes. Like,
I mean, a lot of naked. It
was a long time.
It was full frontal.
It was like the Beauty and the Beast ballroom scene, like underwater. I was like, can we move on? I'm good.
Okay. So while that is all happening, poor Elizabeth is now trying to empty the river. And nobody's fucking listening because they're all drunk.
As always.
So
they're dumb teenagers.
Deputy Fallon very smartly shoots the gun. He is very close to getting order when that asshole does the beer thing. And it all goes
to shit. Ving Rhames. Love this guy. Rhames. I haven't said his name out loud in so long.
Ving
Rhames.
Yes. Awesome. Loved him.
I love him. He's great.
This scene has some of the best deaths and kills.
I had to rewind it because I was like working while I was trying to, so I had it like on my iPad while I was watching.
First of all,
I rewound it like
Eli Roth as a Wednesday host.
You beat me to it. I was like,
no, I let you have Christopher Lloyd. You're giving me Eli.
Yes. Okay. I was like, when I saw him, because I had to rewind it, because I was like, okay, I'm missing a lot of gore here, because I've been looking at my computer and I was like, all right, I'm missing a gore fest here. I got to rewind it. So I rewound it and I saw Eli Roth. I didn't recognize him immediately. I was like, that's the guy from Inglourious Bastards. I had no idea that was Eli Roth in Inglourious Bastards.
So he gets beheaded by a boat, and it's just phenomenal.
And
then all of a sudden, Adam Scott is like a action movie star. He is jumping, climbing on things, grabbing people, rustling. I'm like, Adam Scott,
where did you come from?
Where is all this sheer masculinity? And
he grabbed the two chicks and like drove and was like, get to the shore.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that kind of chaos, because you had all the people jumping onto the floating stage. And I'm like, guys, all we got to do, everybody move, balance out. We can't all hang out in this front part.
We're not dealing with here's the thing.
I know.
I mean, obviously it's a horror movie and people panicked, but nobody was a genius. Let's discuss. Everybody got into that water via boat, which means there was enough room on each boat for you to then all get out of the water. Because she says it, they're all moored. You hear her say, get on your boats and go back. More off this area.
Yep.
You hear the sheriff say it. So we are now aware, as the viewer, that you cannot get to where they are unless you are on a boat. I mean, you cannot walk out into that water.
Yep. I think go ahead.
Those people were far from the bayside, which means you entered in a boat. Get in said boat.
Back into the boat.
Yes. At this point, we don't know the piranhas can jump. We'll find that out later. But we are unawares at this moment. So while all that's going on.
Oh, the creepiest, one of the creepiest deaths was when old girl got her hair cut.
We're not there yet.
This is during all the chaos.
Oh, different girl, different hair girl. Gotcha.
Girl got her hair caught in the motor of the boat, and her face got fucking ripped off.
Oh, yeah, that was rough.
Oh, I had to rewind that one. I was really grossed out, but I was like, I gotta rewind and see that again because her whole face just went. I have to say, this one was dead. They definitely utilized the gore and the creepiness because it's your skin and muscle that's being eaten, so there's gonna be a lot of skeletons around.
Yeah.
Which I was thinking, I was like, at that point, because so many people had like, oh, from the knee down is just skeleton. It's like, well, that doesn't hurt anymore because you don't have any nerve endings or anything.
Yeah.
So it's just the et up part below the knee. But anything that's bone technically doesn't hurt it. Wouldn't hurt anymore, right? Because you don't have nerves or anything left.
Right. Down there, but I'm assuming wherever the nerves.
Yeah, where it's cut off is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Where it's cut off definitely hurts. But down like on the foot.
Yeah, but still, you have everything. They can rebuild the muscle and skin. Fake muscle and skin, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. You can definitely survive. But in the moment, it's not like your foot hurts. It's like, no, everything's been eaten. It doesn't, bone doesn't hurt.
You're just in shock. You're just in shock.
Yeah.
So now we're back on the party boat, and Jake sees his brother and sister, and he goes and gets them.
He fights to go get them. He's like, my mom's the sheriff, because Jerry O'Connell does not want to go get them.
Right. He's like, well, you maybe should have asked 3 more questions before you hired me, sir. My mother's the sheriff. But I didn't tell you that because I knew you wouldn't hire me if I told you.
Right.
And they go get the kid. And Jake says to idiot number 1 and idiot number 2, be very careful getting out of here. The motor can get turned.
Yep.
Motor gets
I heard it.
Idiot number 1 and idiot number 2 just keep grinding it so bad that even reversing your motor isn't going to work. Jake knows this. Who rented the boat to these 2 fools? That's what I need to know, because neither one of these fools had a boating license. Of this, I am sure very few things in my life.
That's one of them. That's on your top.
That's top of the list. That Jerry O'Connell and Paul Scheer in this movie not have boating licenses. I am positive.
For just movies? No, in life in general, like for everything.
I am positive. Actually, Jerry O'Connell spends a lot of time out here on Long Island. He probably in real life does have a boating license. But he did not in that movie, no. I am sure. No. So they really should have been letting Jake drive the boat. Don't you think?
Right, because he knows the area.
If
knows how to drive a boat.
Says that to me, says those exact words to me, my immediate words, even if I have a boating license, but I'm unfamiliar with the area, is, yes, sir, you take over. You seem to know these waterways better than me. Great. So now Jake goes under and gets the motor undone. And Idiot is so excited, he still hasn't learned his fucking lesson, and he guns the boat right over rock. So
rocks. I don't even know boats, but I know you don't go over rocks when you ride a boat.
So Jake warned you. You failed to learn the lesson the first time, and then you really failed to learn the lesson the second time. It's amazing. And now they are stuck out there. And the piranha, they are coming. And
the boat has hit.
Yes, the boat is filling with water.
It has hit the glass because they had a glass thing so we could film the naked chicks. And why you would have a glass thing like that, like protruding from the bottom so it could easily be cracked, that just doesn't seem like a good plan.
No.
I know
I've been on glass bottom boats.
I was gonna say I've heard of
protruded.
glass. Right, glass bottom boats make sense because that's just a flat thing, like
Yeah, a protrusion makes no sense.
because you're gonna obviously hit a rock and it's going to crack the glass. Why would you want that on the bottom of your boat?
No one knows. Once again, not working with geniuses, okay? So, the piranhas, they come. They kill Paul Shear and the blonde girl just immediately. Immediately. The brunette makes it up top, but now Kelly's stuck below.
The British chick, yes.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not.
I don't know.
Naked girl that was a brunette. Okay?
Booby girl.
Jessica Zor. Oh wait, let's rewind for a second. Before they get the kids, there is a lady topless. Would you call that hang gliding, air gliding? What kind?
I was like, so I rewound it and I was like, was she parasailing? It's parasailing, isn't it?
Parasailing, thank you.
I was like, was she parasailing naked? Like
topless, I believe.
Like why though?
Oh, apparently, I'm guessing it was because he goes, I'm missing my shot. I'm missing my topless parasailer. So I'm guessing.
So it was scheduled. It was like on the flyer.
Yeah. Yes.
It was on the flyer. Okay.
Yes, I'm assuming it was all part of his shoot for the weekend.
Which, if that was his schedule, then why shouldn't they have waited for him to get there?
So what, the three men on the boat, did they look like the sharpest of tacks?
No.
And the poor girl loses the bottom half of her body.
Also a way I don't want to go.
No, we'll add it to the list.
Add it to the list. I do not want to lose the bottom half of my body.
So
I want all of me to go or none of me. That's it.
So Jake does the right thing. He calls mom. He apologizes. He calls mom. And she's like, okay, we'll just get to shore. And he's like, yeah, that's going to be a problem. And she knows he is out near ground zero, honestly.
Yeah.
She goes, in the meanwhile, Jerry O'Connell gets caught. And
bad.
They take his penis, y'all.
They took my penis. They took my penis. I love it. That's the thing that's what he's worried about. He's like, they took my penis. Like, no, bro, they took your whole bottom half of your body. But it's still attached. It's not like he got cut in half. It's like, no, just the bottom half of his body got et. That's awful. And they drag, and I like how they show him pulling himself up, but they don't show you what's going on. And then the brother's like, I don't want you to see this. And she's trying to bat all the fish off.
Yeah.
And he's just laying there just with skeleton legs. It's so creepy.
So they put the towel over him, rightfully so.
Yeah. Which the wrong half, in my opinion. Like, I don't mind seeing him laying, sleeping. I don't want to see his skeleton legs. Why would you? I would put the blanket on the bottom half.
Who knows?
That's the part I don't want to see, is your nasty skeleton legs.
Well, his penis was gone, so he's probably better. And then you just see.
Then we see the.
Even the piranha didn't want to eat that. It just red out, and they're like, no.
The penis floats because it's it's one of those it's a trashy movie. It's a trashy movie. It's a fun trashy movie. So yes, we see the penis floating, and then two piranha fight over it.
Yep.
And then the piranha comes back, and when he came back, I was like, he's gonna burp, isn't he? Sure enough, he burped. I just thought it was gonna be a burp, but no, he burped up what was left of the penis.
Yes, fantastic. And now we're on the boat, and they mom gets there, and they still can't figure out how to get Kelly. Boobs girl number 2 gets got even after her whole pole dancing story. And here's where I've got a problem, guys. Take 30 seconds and tie your goddamn hair up. If they're
I was like her hair was
grabbing at anything that
and
touches
jumping out of water.
Take your top off. Take the hangy top off and wrap that hair up.
I was like, her hair is too long. I was like, her hair's long. Like, why is she going across the thing with her hair looking like that? And she had her shirt all like ripped and like hanging. I was like, you got too much shit hanging off of you. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're getting got immediately, Miss Pole Dancer. And I just love the mom's reaction when she says, I don't pole dance for nothing. And she just looks at the son and goes, so much.
But again, if my kid, like, he seems like a really good kid. Like, if that were my kid, I'd be like, I want to hear the story. I definitely want to hear the story. But I'm not mad at you. Like, you're a good kid in general. You try to do this one thing one time to have fun.
But here's my thing. You have no backup plan. That just doesn't seem like a great idea to me. You know what I mean? Like,
For which part? Backup plan for which part?
for her 2 younger children. Like,
Right. I was like, you expect them to climb across a rope? I was kind of like, I wouldn't have trusted my kids to climb across a rope.
No, not that. I'm saying just in general. She said, I have no backup plan.
Oh, for babysitting.
For babysitting.
Yeah. It's like, this is a small town. I'm pretty sure there's a 15-year-old girl who's not going to be out at spring break.
Right.
Who can watch your kids.
There's an 11-year-old somewhere.
Because you're paying your son, so it's not
Right.
like it's free babysitting.
Right. Also, it's spring break in that town. You're going to tell me that there's not some sort of daycare or camp program for all the merchants to put their children that are currently out of school for the week that need to work to make the residuals.
Apparently, that's what we need to do is start a day camp in a small town.
In a small town, just during spring break.
Yeah.
Very niche marketing.
And we would clean up.
Especially if we gave the parents margaritas at drop off and pick up.
Yes.
So the kids get across the rope like pros, and now Jake is doing the most. He feeds the rest of Jerry O'Connell.
I mean, I was a little bothered by that he came up with that so quick. He was like, they want blood, right? Let's give it to him. And he was like, let me just go grab Jerry's body real quick. And I was like, that's savage. I was like,
honestly, Jerry earned it.
No, I get it, and I'm not opposed to the plan.
The
I'm just saying it's very savage.
Words were wet t-shirt content.
I know.
Earned it.
Again, not that he didn't deserve it. I'm just saying it's savage for a 17-year-old to be like, let me just throw this dead body. I agree with it. I'm totally okay with it. It would not have been my first thought, maybe second or third, but not my first thought to let's throw this man's body. He was so ready. He was like, let's give him blood. They want it. I'm going to just take Jerry. Oh.
And then the boy also very smartly goes, let's kill these motherfuckers by blowing this boat to shreds. He obviously is a kid who has a lot of street smarts, was doing the most with the least, honestly. Mm-hmm. And that shot of the boat blowing up and them getting pulled through the water at the same time.
Yeah.
The piranhas just dying slow deaths.
Just got annihilated. Her screaming, though, the girl, Kelly's screaming constantly. I was like, chick, they know you're down there. They haven't forgotten. Stop screaming. Like,
yeah.
I can't stand hystericalness when it's like, they know you're down there.
Can we talk about Jessica Zor for just a second? The length of her life. Just what is she doing with her hair? I thought it all the seasons of Gossip. I was watching season 3 today, and I was just like, you're so pretty. Stop over-processing your hair.
Oh, this was not someone in Piranha, or was it?
She was. No, that was Jessica Zor.
Oh, I don't watch Gossip Girl, so I don't.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you noticed how her hair was not so great.
Yeah.
It's like that all the time, and I just want to say,
is she mixed?
Yes, but it seems like she goes to people who don't know how to work that kind of hair, and I do feel bad, but at the same time, you're a TV and movie celebrity. You can probably find someone.
Find somebody not on set, and I'd put that in my contracts. I don't want anybody on set messing with my hair. Like, I'm bringing my own hair person because I don't trust you people.
Because I think that's what keeps happening to this poor girl. She keeps getting worked on by people who have only worked on the Blake Lively's of the world. I'm not saying there's anything. Listen.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But people who don't know how to do.
But don't let people do that to you. Like, have a voice. Just have a voice, Jessica. Right. Stick up for yourself.
Like, that's not a ridiculous writer. A writer, like, I want only, like we were talking about with Deborah, I want only yellow M&Ms. That's dumb. Yeah. A writer of, I want someone who knows how to do mixed black hair. That's actually reasonable.
Yeah, so reasonable. Because she is so, she is just, I love her and everything. She's just so cute. She seems like she's probably, she just seems lovely. I was glad she lived. And then oof.
I know.
So Christopher Lloyd calls.
I knew exactly where you were.
We needed just a little bit more Christopher Lloyd in this movie. We did, but I didn't want it for this.
Not for
and
this.
he goes, and first of all, Christopher Lloyd, stop speaking science speak. She's a sheriff. Get to the motherfucking point.
Right.
I know Adam Scott's
you know what
on the boat, but get to the point.
They did the "you don't understand." I hate that line in movies. You don't understand, because they always use it at a point where it's like, well, no, it's not that I don't understand. It's you didn't say what's happening. Like he was like, Mom, you don't understand. The boat's sinking. No, it's not that she didn't understand. It's that you didn't say the boat is sinking.
Yeah, you didn't say words.
Yeah.
I say this to my 3-year-old all the time. I go, use your words.
Yes.
Because today he was just walking around me whining. I'm like, what do you want? I can't assist you
if you don't
without you telling me how to assist you.
Exactly.
And then what I realized he was doing is he wanted another fig bar, but he'd already had one today. So now he was whining in an attempt to wear me down before he asked for it. He's actually smarter than I'm giving him credit.
So literally words were not the point.
Words were not the point. Once he asked for what he asked for, I was like, you schemy devil.
He's just a little minx.
And he does this thing now too, Jen, where he'll go, just a little bit? We have a little bit. And his birthday was Wednesday, and he figured out real quick that Mom wasn't going to say no to him. So we were like out and about running errands, and we get a little bit of ice cream. What? I go, ice cream? Just a little bit. Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, you're making those declarations? Okay.
Sure. No worries. But yeah.
So continue. So Christopher Lloyd calls.
Christopher Lloyd calls, and he's telling them that these piranha don't have any fully formed reproductive organs. That means nothing to me.
When I said it, I was like, I don't know what that means. I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're producing not with organs? I don't like. Say
Are you
something.
saying they're asexual? Like, what are you saying? Help me.
Exactly.
Like, be a team, like. And she's like, no, I don't see the problem. I'm looking at a whole school of dead ones, and I've now figured out how to kill the rest. And he's like, well, those are the kids. And Adam Scott immediately goes, well, where's the parents? The biggest piranha you've ever seen.
But that whole shot, I was like, well, you're a goner. Because I could tell just from the way he was standing there. I was like, yeah, you're about to get got, sir.
Yeah, you might want to duck. The mama is coming for your head.
Yeah.
You guys killed all her babies, and now she's coming for you.
And that's not a we don't give a shit ending. I don't know what it, like, that was just like a we don't care about any of our characters, actually.
Right. Also, a problem that is not addressed. There are a billion egg sacs under the sea.
Also, that explosion didn't kill all the ones that were at the beach.
No.
That were at the boats.
Nope.
Because Ring Rames got taken out, which that was dumb. I was like, sir, do that from the shore. Like,
yeah.
Don't be surrounded 360 and just think, oh, I'm a badass and I'm going to kill the ones that are in front of me. Because he had them coming from behind. I'm like, do that on the sand and then go in the water halfway so you just kill them all from that direction.
Yeah, it wasn't a well thought out plan. But overall,
it was
for what this movie is and what this movie wants to be and what this movie is trying to be, what it markets itself as, what it says it is, just like Sharknado, you've marketed it a certain way and you have hit it out of the park.
I wasn't disappointed. I knew
I was coming in for some fun, trash, the cover art of the movie is just a girl with the perkiest titties. Granted, covered for the cover art, but just some perky ass titties with a piranha underneath her. You know what you're getting with this movie.
And it didn't try to be anything else.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
I was going to say 8. I love that we're like, yes.
If you like this type of movie.
It's an 8, right.
It's an 8. It's a
you can't, if you're going into this thinking you're going to see some, like, Exorcist level, like, oh, it was so deep and so good, like.
No.
It knew what it was, just like you said, knew what it was trying to be, didn't do anything else, and that gets you a high score. You're an 8. You're
an 8. Some great kills.
Oh, the gore, like the, yeah.
The acting was very well done.
It was decent.
It's the acting you need for this
Right.
movie.
And it wasn't even
Stu
overly.
is playing a sheriff that truly cares.
Right.
The deputy is playing a deputy who truly cares. The sleazy media guys are playing sleazy, and they are doing their most.
Right. They weren't trying to take themselves, like, they played it for what it was. It wasn't like they were trying to take it too seriously.
So out with Paul Scheer is that he was so good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I would not expect Paul Scheer to be off sleazy cameraman. This fantastic.
And
like,
you can tell all the cheesy 3D shots. It's like they went out there to be what it was, and it was like, this was a great 70s movie. Let's remake it with all the CGI that we have now, and just mess people up with it, and just be as gross and awful as we can be.
I think I like about this movie as opposed to the 1978, and there are a lot of things I like about this instead of the 1978. This is truly nature.
Right, because the earth opened up, and again, no military. I enjoyed it because it was like there was no military involved. There was no, like, it was just, it is what it is, and we're screwed.
Like, I do enjoy Deep Blue Sea, but I also have a problem with Deep Blue Sea. Don't go fucking around and testing on charts and think things might not go wrong. That's a big problem for me.
That's fair. You know? But yes, Deep Blue Sea is great.
Yes. But I prefer, like, open water because, like, you weren't fucking with those sharks. You just got left.
The piranha just came out of a fissure in the earth because of an earthquake.
Yes, that I prefer. Not that I want that to happen, but I'm just saying, I guess mentally I like that that's something I can recollect with.
Right, like, you didn't bring that on yourself.
I recollect that somebody would want to purposefully put those things into our society. I can recollect with that mind that those things are in our society. And also, the sheriff and the mayor and the deputy, like, the second they knew exactly what it was, they were shutting everything down in epic proportions. And they were doing the most. They weren't hiding shit. They were literally like, there's shit in this water that's going to eat you. Get the fuck
and people didn't listen. They did what they needed to do.
But they were doing their most. They didn't give a shit about revenue. They didn't give a fuck about spring break. They're like, shut it down now.
Yeah.
I like that.
When you do everything you can, and it just, that just happens. Like, it wasn't created. It's like, no, nobody can do anything about a fissure opening up in the earth. Like, that's legit.
And
that
also,
could happen.
I mean, those poor people, unlike the mayor in Jaws, literally had thousands of people on a waterway that they're trying to close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, literally, they find out pretty much as the situation happened. So that's like, you have such sympathy for the law enforcement and the people that you see trying their most to fix this situation quickly.
Yeah.
In other movies like the original one, you've got assholes trying to hide shit, getting people killed. I can't recollect with that. That doesn't feel good with.
And the original Piranha was literally trying to mimic Jaws.
It was.
It was, because Jaws was a big hit, and so they were like, let's do it almost the exact same way. So it was like, you could have done better. So this is one of the few remakes where it was actually more fun.
This is what I will say. This is horrible to say, but for me, this is a feel-good horror movie.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
And I say that because everybody's trying and nobody did anything purposeful. And I like that.
Yeah.
So
whenever characters do the best they can do and stuff just doesn't go right, I'm like, that's actually scary, because that's how I would handle it. And it's like, they did that and then they still got. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
So solid 8 heels from both of us.
Yeah. So next week, Lake Placid, a little Betty White action.
Yes.
Can't wait. Love the Betty.
Love Betty.
Love Betty.
National treasure.
I said that today. Because somebody told me they were going to Lake Placid to do a triathlon, and I was like, I made a Lake Placid joke. I mean, you know, why doesn't the movie just come right up? I don't need lodging in Lake Placid. Only 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes, you were wrong.
I don't listen to these. They don't know what they're talking about.
It's available on Stars. Other things from Pay. So there you go. And Yeah. Anything else you would like to discuss?
No, I think that was it. That was a good solid two. We got two movies in there.
Yeah. Well, the first one we didn't like so much. Not a lot to say.
Yeah.
Um.
But no,
Uh,
this is Piranha 3D, fun movie. Check it out.
yeah. No, I agree.
If you just want to see some people getting chewed up, which is actually like I've realized a very big fear, like just being chewed up. I was like, what is that even? Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. Like just being like not even like, oh, my head got chopped off and it was just a quick death. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Put up quick.
you're getting chewed to death.
Yeah.
Like Jerry O'Connell, his whole bottom half got ate up. I like to say et. I got that from Kevin. But yeah, just being et up is just. But again, yeah, like you said, fun. Just a fun, ridiculous movie.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it.
Well, everyone, if we've missed anything, let us know.
Yeah.
You know where you can find us, but in case you don't, we're Horror and Heels on everything.
Yeah.
The Twitters, the Instagrams, the Facebooks. So yeah, get yourself some.
Get you some.
Yeah, send us some messages. Let us know what you're thinking.
We're so lonely.
We are. Well, it's funny because our biggest fans just tell us in the group chat, we want some fans that we haven't met you yet. We want to meet the fans we don't know. So, Chris, thank you. We love the support.
Oh, yes.
Autumn,
Dave,
love you.
Priest,
Thank
love
you
you
for the
guys.
support.
Yes.
Joel, Brett, pretty much everybody over at Shutter Horror Fans.
Yeah.
We love you.
Love all
Thank
you guys.
for the
To
support.
pieces.
Drew, Matt, thank you. Love you. The rest of you, send us a shout out. Let us know.
That's why you're there.
And until next time, if there are giant piranha in the water, stay out.
Small
Bye.
giant.
Jen says any size piranha.
Any size.
Well, I think I'm a badass. I can fight the mini one. Clearly.
I don't have that kind of energy or time.
True. I am tired.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.